Right, I've got another unboxing. This is the long-awaited box from Perth Mint, and I've pre-opened it so that I don't jiggle the camera around too much. I haven't had a look yet. Let's see what we got. They didn't have the prospectors, so they've sent me some wedge-tailed eagles, so that's really good. It officially took 1 day to get from Perth to here in the post, so that's pretty impressive. Once again, the packaging is amazing. Want to be looking at the Queen. Very nice. So we've got a few of them. I was hoping they'd alter my order by putting in giving me a kraken or something like that, but I will eventually get some of them. The 2 ounce kraken, they look really sexy. I reckon they're pretty good price too, so I'll get a couple of them in the next order. This is the Kookaburra, as the Yanks would say. It's 2016 Kookaburra. Pretty, very keen to get hold of this coin and have a decent look at it. It's a yeah, pretty good coin. Yeah, that's just a really good portrayal of sort of how I see Australia. You know, the barbed wire fence, corner post, the Kookaburra is a really good depiction of the dimensions and the shape of a Kookaburra. I had a pet Kookaburra as a kid for a while, till he got well enough to go back into the wild. So they're pretty, it's a nice looking coin. Very happy to have them added to the collection. Now, they didn't put their business card in, so I can't show you that, but it's from Perth Bullion. As I've said in the past, I deal with these guys a fair bit, and they are outstanding to deal with as a general rule. They're just very good. I can't even see. Oh, here it is on the back. Okay, so we've got some prominent prospectors, kookaburras, some wedge-tailed eagles, and there's also some more cougars in there, so I've got a couple more of them. So let's have a look at that. I'm beginning to suspect that the pretty much all coins are much better in the flesh than in the pictures. I mean, I was impressed with the photographs of this coin, but when you actually get it and hold it in your hand and examine it closely, you know, it's just it's just something really special about, you know, grabbing these sort of things. They really are nice. So, got the sextant on the back so that they don't get lost. Put it up the right way. Don't even know what way's the right way up. Anyway, so yeah, that's a good coin. And I showed you the cougars, so there's no need to look at them. Yeah, what's been going on? I've been on the flat earth sites, having a few interactions with different people, and the lack of intelligence and critical thinking just defies any sort of logic. I've had an open challenge out there for anybody that believes the flat earth model as brought up by guys like Mark Sargent and such, with a debunking proof that proves without a doubt that their model is incorrect. And I had one person out of thousands of views that post has had, or those posts have had. I've had one person take me up on it, and that person got back to me and said, yes, you are correct, and yes, that does mean that the globe earth, the flat earth model is incorrect. So now I believe that the earth is not a disc, it's actually square, and that fits my the biblical view, or certainly his interpretation of the biblical view. So you just can't win. You know, the people that don't want to know the truth won't look at it, and the people that want to that are prepared to just come up with a new theory. So we had a bit of interaction there on the John Le Bon site and a couple of other sites that I've posted up a couple of things on. And essentially they say things like, well, you know, first of all they start out with an idea or a concept that they're going to prove the flat earth is correct and the globe earth is wrong. And Mark Sargent started out by doing this thing where he said you cannot book a direct flight from any of the continents in the southern hemisphere. And he said, I've tried to do it. I've tried for 9 hours or whatever it was to book a flight, and I can't do it. So it's impossible, you know, you get the run around and all the rest. And so they want to take you up through Dubai, they want to take you to London, they want to take you to Hong Kong, but nowhere in the southern hemisphere can you get a direct flight from continent to continent. You can't fly from Australia straight to anywhere except the northern hemisphere. So my sister was a travel agent, and so I asked her, and she said, oh, no, we sell flights every week to, you know, to the different continents, direct flights. And she said, well, when she flew to Africa, she took a direct flight, took, you know, whatever the supposed amount of time was, which was, I think, 11.5 hours, 10.5 hours to go to Africa. And she said, I took the flight myself, and it's all legit. So I sent Mark Sargent an email and just said, no, this is the facts. And John Le Bon also said, well, hey, I've done that flight as well, and yes, you can fly direct there. And then Max Egan said, yeah, well, you know, I fly to South America from Australia and Auckland all the time, so, you know, obviously that's incorrect. And so, you know, the whole story evolves as they're discussing these matters, and they come up with the theory that you know, John Le Bon said, well, what say we use a mathematic, just basic mathematics to calculate which is the actual, which fits the model best, like which model best. So we'll just say distance travelled divided by speed of aircraft equal time elapsed to do the flight. And of course Mark wasn't happy with that. He said, no, that proves nothing. They may be flying through a wormhole, or, you know, what do we know what they're up to, what mischief they're up to in the skies to you know, falsify these flights. So it started getting very ridiculous. And then one of the guys on the round table discussion goes, yeah, well, what about these solar winds that they have? They have these incredibly strong solar winds down there, and so they just, you know, they just catch these solar winds and they get from their destination to their destination in half of the time, you know. And that's the answer to it. So, you know, my reply to them was, well, what happens when they want to fly back against the winds, you know? Well, Marx comes up with a better solution. He says, well, we just move the continents closer together, and that way when we do the return flight, it's the correct time. So, you know, of course, the map that we have said is the true flat Earth map is no longer considered to be the true flat Earth map, and we've got people working on it to get all the continents not only in their right places, but to make them the right size and the right shape. And of course, as they find out that this isn't actually going to work, they reserve the right to continue to move them around until they can find something that does work. And if they can't, well, then it's just too complex a subject, and we better move on to something else. And of course, their conclusion in all of this is that, you know, they've furthered the truth movement through fabrication of concepts that could be clearly described as just ridiculous false concepts that have no substance in fact, and then they can sort of say, well, we've had an honest discussion here, and we've been, we've revealed that the Earth, we now have more concrete facts that the Earth is flat, and our model is correct, and it clearly exposes those people like John LeBon, Max Egan, and Why So Low, or Scott McCallum, that they are clearly just shills. They're probably paid by NASA, and everything now becomes more than clear. We're the elite truth movement that have been chosen to reveal the truth to the world. So that's my take on it, and I think that's a pretty honest summary of the actual workings. It's not their logic, but it's the actual workings of how they get around all this. The other concept was the polar star arc that has been photographed from the Antarctic. For years they're saying, we've got no, there's no footage of the polar arc, like they've got the polar star in the north, whatever the name of it is, and there's no such thing in the South Pole. So when somebody posts up something to do with the South Pole that actually shows the polar region above the pole, arcing around the pole, they go, we need to get our own people down there to do it with proper scientific instruments. We need decent cameras, we need proper time stamps and GPS. We need to get our own people down there. We just can't trust anything that's coming out of there now. It's all just so false, And so then they want to send somebody down. So, of course, nobody puts their hand up to go down to Antarctica. And so they say, well, that's because, we can't get anybody down to Antarctica because they've banned us from going down there because they've got all this stuff that they're hiding down there, bloody nasties and polar holes and all this crap. So, they've got the Nazis down there with machine guns keeping us so we don't find the wall and all this stuff, and it just gets so ridiculous. It defies all rational progression. So anyway, they, so when they can't get anybody down there, well, that obviously proves that video was a hoax. And so my question to them is, well, you don't actually have to go down to the pole to actually take the shot of the polar arc or the polar star arc around the pole. All you have to do is anywhere below the equator, essentially anywhere below the equator, you can do the same shot. Well, of course, then it becomes, it's just bloody pictures projected against a dome, Of course they're going to make it look like there's an arc down there, So they go from there's no pictures of the polar arc, so that proves that it doesn't exist. And then when you say prove it does exist, and if you want to prove it, well, anybody can do it that wants to take a bit of a trip down to the southern hemisphere. Then they go, well, it's something else, and it's something else, and it's something else, and it's something else, and they just keep shifting the bloody goalposts. So it's a losing battle. I think it's just a distraction from what is important, whether it's a deliberate, intentional thing or just a stupid human nature thing. I wouldn't like to say, but either way, I'll probably leave it lie unless there are some actual serious questions that want to be put to me of people that genuinely have their doubts about the ball Earth. I don't mind sort of spending the time with people that actually want to know the truth. Like, I was actually part of that camp for a very short period of time when I sort of saw it initially, I went, oh wow, you know, this explains a lot of stuff, you know. And then when I assessed hundreds of their arguments and approached things scientifically and carefully, I came up with the concept that these guys, it doesn't matter, you know, you've got guys like Mr. Thrive and Survive who gets up there and elaborately goes and proves without a shadow of a doubt that Aristotle was correct in his scientific experiments, and it was absolutely proven by this experiment that Aristotle was actually not only correct but incredibly astute, and the insight needed to actually come to that conclusion and be correct was absolutely mind-boggling. And I just, you know, take me hat off to him. And so Mr. Thrive and Survive, Rich goes and gets all this stuff and puts it all together, shows that it's actually correct, and then goes, see, there's almost no difference. See, Aristotle was a lying shill, you know, and it's just like, yeah, I don't think we can sort of do any work with a brain like that. You know, it's just a when you've sold yourself to a deception to that extent and you can't accept the fact, it does make it awfully difficult for you to sort of reverse the kind of mental damage that's obviously there in the brain. So I'm not going to try it, certainly beyond my capabilities. Anyway, guys, hope I didn't bore you too much with that, but it's a bit of a, yeah, it's just an interesting thing for me. Hope you enjoyed the silver. I certainly did. Next time around, I think what I'll do is I won't buy any bulk, you know, like large numbers. I might just get a bit more of a selection. You know, these ones here, the Providence are, and the Cougars are bought purely for their bullion value, even though they're quite beautiful coins. The only purpose for them is for stacking. The Numi value of the other Perth mints that are there, they are sort of the hedge. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that and I haven't annoyed you too much, but all the best, guys. And for all you flat earthers that watch my channel, I've probably lost you, but never mind. Heads up, guys, and we'll catch you on the next video. See ya.